Today we need to get into people blaming a CEO for banning V. We also have apparently stalkers recording V and Jennie at a celebrity party, and we need to talk about it. And then we have V's depression. So hey Dumplings, Dave decide, hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merge, and let's go. BTS has always been very open about talking about depression and mental health. I think it's very important to talk about. What I don't like is that there's a select few people who often listen to celebrities talk about mental health now think it's quirky and relatable. And they think that it's cool to have it because now it's the trendy thing that all celebrities have. While anyone can have any sorts of mental health issues, celebrities are more prone to these issues, which is why a lot of them are more vocal about it. Celebrities are not doing it to hop on a bandwagon, and neither should anyone else. They're constantly under high stress and constantly under criticism. Anything that most people would experience that could cause seasonal or occasional depression, like loneliness, bullying, and burnout, are all things that celebrities experience tenfold. Celebrities go from being on set where everyone is talking and yelling at them in an exciting way to either at home or in their hotel in complete silence. And they usually don't have anyone to talk about their day, or they don't have anyone that they can relate with about their day. And of course, burnout is something BTS would have, being an artist that has been around for over a decade and have experimented with every concept imaginable. The idea of burnout or just being out of ideas is very possible. V opened up about mental health recently during a BTS documentary called Break the Silence. In the documentary, V says that there's sometimes difficult moments where he is scared and wishes for someone to hold his hand. V talked about how sad he was for such a long time, and V's way of coping is to think that this is normal and it's supposed to be like this. And not only is it supposed to be like that, he wants it like that. But when BTS did the Love Yourself tour, V's mindset changed a lot. We can tell from this tour, it was not only a healing process for ARMY to follow along and learn to love themselves, it was also something the boys got, and it changed their life. When V realized that being happy himself made the other members happy, and of course, happiness is often discovered by making memories, and the boys likely had some amazing memories with ARMY and each other. V continued to talk about how this was a beautiful turning point for him and how he realized what he wanted to do. Of course, he knew he wanted to be a singer, but realizing that his personal happiness is with the group is a very beautiful thing. There's very few groups, even after a decade, who would learn to find happiness with each other. A lot of them end up being sick of each other. So this is also definitely reassurance that the boys are not going to break up, as they are extremely codependent on each other for happiness and for their careers. This is why it's definitely important to watch and read some of the behind the scenes stuff instead of just reading the shocking news stories that get mainstream attention. Because by knowing the behind the scenes stuff, we have more context to what is going on. I try to react to a lot of the behind the scenes journey that BTS has over on Patreon. We have a limited $1 tier that is still open if you're interested in checking out the BTS reality shows, random clips, and lots of music videos. I will link all that down below in the description. But anywho, we can see often when V is mentioned, these are fairly serious situations. I was surprised when V was being talked about a lot and actually trending on Twitter. It's currently alleged that V was banned on Twitter, or V's name. Obviously, the letter V cannot trend on Twitter because that would be every tweet with any word that has a V in it. However, apparently the word Taehyung cannot trend anymore, according to ARMY. I obviously do not know how to verify that. Now, you might be thinking that's not true. I saw the word Taehyung in the trends. Let me explain if you are unaware. So this is a similar issue to Jimin. The name Jimin itself cannot trend because it's a very common name in Korea. Men and women have this name, and there's even places in the world that are named Jimin. I believe, for example, there's a small island in Taiwan spelled as Kinmen, but it's pronounced as Jimin. So things like that. So if you did Jimin, that would trend, as that's not so common, or Jimin is the best, things like that would probably trend. So allegedly the same thing is happening with Taehyung. ARMYs end up trending unmute Taehyung, and people were claiming that Taehyung is not a common word, and it's the BTS singer's name. There's no way this is a common word because there's only one Taehyung. This is the part where I think the fandom lives in a bubble. If the word is actually muted or not able to trend, then clearly the Twitter data says otherwise. And if you believe otherwise, then where is your data to back that up? It's just a lot of noise coming from people without any evidence. Within this unmute Taehyung trend, people were tagging the acting CEO Elon Musk. I say acting CEO because he announced that he will be stepping down once he finds the correct replacement. So as of now, the title is not technically his. He's just acting as CEO. People were tagging him in their tweet about unmuting Taehyung as if this was an issue that required CEO attention. The last thing a social media CEO is going to care care about is something not trending. Currently, Elon Musk is working on several projects to launch to the moon or explore space. You think he cares or has time for this? It's one of those things where if any person that is not in the K-pop space sees, they just think some of these people in the fandom are a bit out there. It's giving one of those situations where you have a small customer service issue, but you're on the phone asking for the CEO. I also don't think Elon Musk is going to see the complaint, because if you write Elon's name on Twitter, it's covered with everyone asking him questions about his space projects or Tesla. And these issues affect more people. And if the CEO takes an hour to contact his team to fix this trending issue, that is literally millions of dollars wasted, because time is money, on something that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things and probably doesn't really matter to Elon. It's not making him or his company any more or less money. He's not losing millions of users on Twitter. People can do the same thing they've been doing to get Jimin trending with V. It's not the end of the world. I think this is a very dramatic and unnecessary thing to trend. I was seeing more than that on Twitter today, which was very interesting. There was a photo that had gone viral of two people getting out of a car. It appeared to be Jennie leaving a car to go into an event or something, and she is talking to someone, and that someone is believed to be V. Now, we can't see either of these two people's faces. We know nothing about who it's supposed to be. But people automatically assumed that this photo was supposed to show the two interacting at an event, and people don't exactly know the timeline of this photo either. It could also be photoshopped, and we don't know, and since there's so much speculation and conversation around it, of course it's going to go viral. This photo came out and the conversation around V and Jennie re-popped up, because there was a viral video that came out of two people that appeared like V and Jennie making out at a party. This was posted from an anonymous account with literally no caption or anything, so the assumption of who these two people are was completely spread and thought about by the people spreading. Bruno Mars was on the screen in the back, and so it appeared like some sort of Bruno party, and people online were conflicted in the comments saying who it was, and others saying that whoever it is, they need privacy and for people to stop recording random people. A lot of people assumed it wasn't anyone famous, and I have to agree with this, because if it was V and Jennie, do you honestly think that they would sit there and make out with each other and fool around so openly? Because of course this drew attention, as it makes everyone in the room uncomfortable. One of the comments assumed this was two idols named Yeonji and Taehyung. However, this was interesting because the label did come out and talk about them prior to say that it's hard to confirm this, which to me means it's not true. Because if it was true, then they would know. It would be a definitive answer and obvious to the labels. Which is also why I think V and Jennie is not true, since that is the same statement their labels gave. There was also formerly a clip where it was believed V had gone to the Blackpink shutdown release party, and there were alleged clips that resurfaced of what was believed to be V and Jennie holding each other. The clip matched up with this video, which shows me that the screenshot was not V and Jennie as everyone had thought. And I also don't know if it was the Blackpink shutdown release party. I think the media and fans got a story that they thought was interesting and a narrative that was interesting, and they just ran with it. In reality, BTS and Blackpink have never been at an event together. V was only spotted with Lisa, and there has never been a party with both BTS and Blackpink there. Even when J-Hope had his album release party for Jack in the Box, BTS and HYBE all had contacts to Blackpink. J-Hope even invited Jessie, a female rapper, but strayed away from inviting Blackpink. And this is after J-Hope put Blackpink's name in his concept photos for the same album. So it's clear that the boys are aware of the backlash that they get, and Blackpink would get if they were all seen in the same room together at the same event. So I highly doubt these photos and videos are of V and Jennie, and I doubt they would be so public about it. Jennie and G-Dragon were believed to be dating for a while, and Dispatch alleged that they would tell their friends and colleagues about their relationship together. But we see no photos and videos of them kissing or holding each other, meaning they were either good at hiding it or they didn't show public affection in places that had non-industry or non-celebrity friends who would leak it. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.